Alright, in this video we're just going to go over some basic commands that you should probably know if you're working in IT. So the first one we're going to do is we'll start with disk part. So you're going to type disk part. It's going to take you to the disk part in command prompt. Then you can do the list disk. And that's going to be all the disk on your device. I don't use this one a lot, but never know if you'll need to clean up a USB or format a drive this way. So after you do that, you're just gonna select disk. Let's say we do 2, and then you could do clean, and that'll wipe the whole thing. So we're not gonna do that because I don't want to wipe any of these disks. But the next command we're going to run is ipconfig. This is going to be a networking command. It's going to list your IP info. You can do /all after ipconfig to give you an even more in-depth look. It'll go through all the adapters. And if you're having network connection issues, it's good to run that. You can see if there's like an APIPA address that you're tied to, or maybe you're on the wrong subnet for your network, but this will give you a lot of helpful information. And let's say you have an IP address that isn't right, you could do ipconfig/release, and that's going to release your IP address. So we're not going to be connected to the network once we do that. It's not going to work on my machine because I have custom settings on mine, but if you're working on a client device, you can do release and then renew, and it will get you a new IP address. The next command that we would run is sfc/scan now. That's going to check for any Windows corruption, scan for any kind of corruption, and then repair it. That's a good command. I use it all the time. I'm not going to run it on here because it does take a while, and I don't want to spend most of the video waiting on that command to finish. But after you run that, I usually run this one afterwards, just to confirm that there's no remnants of corruption. So any kind of Windows issue, you're going to want to run both of those one after the other. And then back to networking, you can do the ping command. That's like the most basic of commands. I'll just ping my router, and it's just going to see if it can talk around on the network. Super easy command, just lets you know if you're able to talk to stuff even if you don't have internet. If the client computer does have internet, or doesn't have internet, but it can talk to everything on the network, then that'll kind of just tell you where to start looking for the issue. So super helpful command to use. The next set of commands is going to be user based. So we'll do net user, and that's going to give you your list of users. And with that command, we could do net user, and let's say we want to create a share account. You'll do net user share/add. That's going to create the share user. Let's say we don't like that the share account doesn't have a password. You could do share 2022, and now it has a password. And let's say that we hate that there's a share account. We could do net user share /delete, and now it's gone. Really easy command to use. You could also, let's say you needed to have 2 names, so we could do share accounting. So once it's in those quotes, the name will be share accounting, and then you could put your password /add. Oop, no space for your password. There you go. So it'll be something like that, and then it'll be the share accounting account. So net user, now that we have that, we'll do we're going to switch gears here and do net local group, and that's going to be your local groups on your computer. So let's say we need to add that share accounting. to administrators. So we'll do net local group, administrators. Then you put your quotes, your username, /add. And now it's part of the admin group. Really nothing to that. The other command you can run that's related to your users is going to be this one right here. So this is going to set the password to never expire. So if you're using an account that's going to be shared across devices, let's say you don't have a server set up, you have it, everyone's using a local machine, work group, and you need to use a share account, you can set that share account not to expire. So we'll do share counting. And if you see this error, it's because you are on a Windows 11 device. Windows 11 doesn't work with this command anymore, but Windows 10, this would set that password not to expire. What you would have to do instead is open up PowerShell. So now that we have our PowerShell as admin, this is going to be the command you want if you're going to set something not to expire. Share counting, and there you go. So let's try and get these lined up here. So if you're not using Windows 11, this WMIC command is going to work great. If you are using Windows 11, use this one instead. And then the last one that you would want is if you're using an Active Directory setting, gp update /force. It's not going to work because I'm not a part of any kind of domain. But this is going to update your group policy settings. So if you're missing a printer or a oh, you know why it gave me that error? Because I forgot the P in update. So if you're working with share folders that are set up through group policy or share printers, you're going to want to run this if something's not showing up for you. It's probably going to make them sign out and then sign back in, but this command's going to help you out with a lot of those kind of issues. But those are all the basic commands you should know if you're getting into IT.